Hello everybody, Orlando Garden Guy here. So just want to have a quick thing on my onions for this year, 2017. You can see that the bed is all prepped. I weeded. Now I'll begin to start my rows. It's November 15th, 2017. Let's get moving. Alright guys, getting super dark. Very difficult to see. I am in Short Day, Orlando, Florida. So today's goal is just to get all the rows set and take it from there. All right, everybody, welcome back. Orlando Garden Guy. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving 2017. So let's just talk about the onions. This year we've got just over 200 in the ground. So I get my onions every single year from a Texas company called Dixondale Farms. And they guys are absolutely fantastic. So the bunch is relatively inexpensive, always super healthy. They say online that a bunch is between $50 and $75. A bunch runs about $17. This year, I actually have 3 varieties in the ground, so we'll look at those in a moment. But listen, when you get from Dixondale Farms, each one of my rows here has 35. So you're looking at about 200 onion plants. Never have had an issue, never have had a problem. And this year I even had enough to give away to coworkers, probably an extra 30 or 40. So what I like to do with my onion beds is I like to put them in nice rows. These rows are 12 feet long, and I try and keep the onions about 4 inches apart. So just keep them nice and clean. And then I hit them really strong right on the top of the row with a 10-10-10 fertilizer. And then I'll go in maybe in about 2 to 3 weeks. And in between each row, I'll put a good inch of fertilizer down so that when those roots hit down, they actually get fertilized. And I'll actually be doing that today. I'll show you guys when I'm done. And then I like to put hay down. So even though it's Central Florida, we're still prone to some frost sometime in January. So I do like to make sure that my onions are nice and warm. Don't like to lose them. And then I have garlic. I always do garlics on the outside. I have for years. There's no real reason why. I do like to grow garlic. Pretty much I'm not going to get garlic to grow and actually make bulbs. For garlic you need 40 days of 40 degrees or below for it to actually create a cluster of cloves. So I usually don't get that again in Central Florida, but I do like the green, I do like the way it grows, and I have always felt that it has stopped my other onions from bolting. Bolting is when the actual flower tries to come out of the onion, and I will tell you that once one onion bolts, it must be something that spreads through them. They all think that it's time to bolt. So if I see somebody bolt, I have to pull him out right away. Can't eat him, he's not really worth it. But I take out everybody else. So let's kind of dig in and take a look at what we have this year. Alright, so taking a look, I was wrong. This year I actually did do 4 varieties. So I did the Texas. So see, everybody's looking good. Really have to keep an eye on them too to make sure none of their roots pop out. And sometimes, you know, if I get watered when I spray them with the hose, I'll get 1 or 2that maybe fall over. So those are my Texas. They're actually pretty big, 4 to 6 inches. They'll grow well. You see I put a heavy load of manure and compost down. I really like to give them as much food as they need. So then I have my 1015s, also a Texas onion, 1015 because they're a hybrid and they recommend 1015 the day they go in the ground. So then I have, and these are all Short Day. I have Candy, which is an intermediate day. So there's 3 different day lengths, long day, intermediate, and short day. In Central Florida here, I'm Short Day. And very rarely I will do a Southern Red. And so you can see they actually have that reddish base, just a little bit of red. And everybody appears to be going really well. So today what I'll do is put 1 more layer of fertilizer down. And once that's done, I'll cover them with hay. Make sure that I'm not going to smother them, but I do want to be able to keep them warm when I need to. And even though that's not for another good month away, I just would rather be prepared. And you can see here I'm just using a compost manure. Put that in every year. If you have somebody around that has mushroom compost, that is absolutely fantastic. We have somebody here locally. You can get that now. You see right here, this guy? So you want to kind of help him, not hurt him. Kind of stand him back up a little bit. Get him all nice and good. Make sure he's all tucked in. I like to look through the middles. You're gonna see that's where my next first leaf will be. Everybody looks healthy. Just kind of checking out. Another nice new first leaf. So everybody's doing pretty good this year. I put up the cage because there's Sammy. He's on the outside. He loves to be on the inside. If I don't put up the netting here, he will go in here and he thinks that this is the perfect place for him to roll. So guys, what I'm gonna do, I'll throw down some 10-10-10 fertilizer deep in the rows. I'm gonna start to hay and I'll check back. All right, so you guys can definitely see a difference here. I've put my first application of fertilizer down. Again, that's just a simple 10-10-10. And you'll see that I put it between the rows. That'll eventually disperse, making everybody nice and happy and healthy. So, what I'll go ahead and do now in a moment is I will go ahead and start the hay process. Now hay, I just use a very thin layer, maybe an inch between each row, try and get a good coverage. And then when I need to, when I know that the weatherman says it's going to get cold, the hay's already spread and I can just kind of roll it across and go over each mound of the onions. One of my other blessings that I have here is I have a relatively large flame maple right there. So it is late November, Orlando, and my flame maple has not yet gone ahead and dropped its leaves. When it does, I usually get a good, I don't know, I'd say a good 4-foot round pile, maybe about a foot deep, and so I'm able to take all of that as well. And I try and, as soon as that happens, I rake it up and I tuck it around my onions as well. One, it keeps them moist. Two, it kind of provides a little bit of a barrier and it stops them from that harsh UV rays and just getting burnt and fried. And then number three, when the cold rolls in, not only do they have a small blanket of hay, but then they also got some leaves. And then of course the next year the leaves break down and my soil's richer. So it's kind of a win-win every season. So we'll get to hay and then we'll take a look. All right, everybody, you can see that is it for now. So we will check back in about a month. And again, like I said, in about 3 weeks, I'll lay down one more, I don't know, 1/4 inch row, about 5 pounds, maybe 7 pounds of 10-10-10, and we should be good to go. Shouldn't have any issues. Nice, slow growing season. And so hopefully this year I get a nice cold winter so I get some great garlic. It's been several years, but here you have it. Hope you enjoy. We'll catch up back around Christmas. Until then, everybody have a safe, happy holiday. From Orlando, Florida, it's the Orlando Garden Guy. All right, everybody, you can see that is it for now. So we will check back in about a month. And again, like I said, in about 3 weeks, I'll lay down one more, I don't know, 1/4 inch row, about 5 pounds, maybe 7 pounds of 10-10-10, and we should be good to go. Shouldn't have any issues. Nice, slow growing season. And so hopefully this year I get a nice cold winter so I get some great garlic. It's been several years, but here you have it. Hope you enjoy. We'll catch up back around Christmas. Until then, everybody have a safe, happy holiday. From Orlando, Florida, it's the Orlando Garden Guy.